Hello and welcome to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about you can't do that. Why? Because it's raining outside.
So the big question is this: how are parents like us, who don't have a manual, who are doing the best we can, who feel as though we aren't enough, how are we going to raise healthy, happy children who we are proud of and still keep our sanity in that process? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Ryan Roy, and welcome to I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, a podcast for parents who are being real with themselves.
Hey, welcome back to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about you can't do that. Is usually followed by something, and a lot of times, let's just give the example of it's raining outside. And what message that starts to plant into your children's minds is that there has to be a perfect scenario in order to do a certain thing. So for instance, hey, I want to go play at the park. Hey, it's raining outside, you can't play at the park. So what happens is, in our kids' psyche, what we start implanting into them is that they cannot do things unless there's a certain condition. And we start putting limiting beliefs on our children because of that. The whole premise of this is, one, my wife just said it to my son this morning when he said, hey, Dad, can I go play in the rain? I was like, yeah, I'm cool with it. Just go ask Mom. And she's like, no, you can't. We don't have clothes because we have been traveling and we're on vacation right now. She doesn't have clothes for him to be out there getting completely soaked. So I gave him options, as I talked about in the previous episode. And the option was, hey, listen, you could go out there and you could go streaking. Mind you, we are in the middle of nowhere. We're in a log cabin up at our uncle's. He's got 66 acres. His nearest neighbor is a mile away. Nobody's going to see him but a bear or a deer. So I said, hey, listen, it's just us family here. If you want to go out naked, you can go out in the rain or just your underwear. And he says, Mom, can I go out in my underwear? Because we handled objection number one. And she goes, no, well, it's kind of cold out there. Now it's 76 degrees. But the rain can be chilly. But again, he wants to be out in the rain. See, he just wants to do something. And he wants to play. And I'm all about letting him go out and play. And if he decides, whoa, it's cold out here, I want him to decide that for himself. I want him to see a consequence for his action. He's 7 years old. I want him to experience that. Like, wow, I thought it'd be really cool to play in the rain, and it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. So I am going to choose to come inside. I'm going to choose to take a shower. I'm going to choose to put on some warm clothes and chill in the house the rest of the day, and we'll find something else to do other than play in the rain. That's what I want him to experience. But I also want to experience some other things, which is enjoy my vacation and not my wife be upset with me because I let our kid go out and play in the rain for 10 minutes and he decided to come in with soaking wet clothes, right? So we have to make choices in life. But the whole, I heard this in a podcast a couple years ago. I was listening to, and I'll give a shout out to Tim Ferriss. If you guys don't listen to Tim Ferriss, he interviews the experts in all areas of life. So it's Tim, Ferris. So he interviews the elite of the elite, and he interviewed a guy who had, I think, 13 or 14 years old. There's a movie made about this guy. He was a child prodigy chess player, and now he is my age. He's in his early 40s. When I listened to this, he had his first son, which is about the same age as my son, and he talked about excellence, and he talked about not putting limiting beliefs on kids, and he used this very same example that I'm sharing with you right now, and the example being, why would I want to limit my kid? There is no perfect time to go play. Like, every day should be playtime, and if there's a rainy day, you should sit there with enthusiasm, say, let's go out and play in the rain. When everybody else is limiting him from doing certain things, and society is limiting him, or is saying, hey, I can only set up a lemonade stand when it's sunny, or I can only go outside when it's sunny. I can't go outside when it's rainy. I like all of these limiting beliefs, because I'll tell you what, you get into the real world and the real life scenarios, and you own a business and it happens to be an outside business, and you're going through a rainy season, you still got to show up to work. If it's snowing in the Northeast, I'll say, up here, and you still got to go to school. So if it is raining, we still must produce. We shouldn't say, oh, it's not the perfect day, because perfect just doesn't exist. And I think scenarios like that, and you'll catch yourself as a parent if you listen to this, and if you really pay attention, and the kids want to bake cookies. Oh, you know what? We're leaving in 2 days, and we don't want to bake 24 cookies because they'll just sit in the refrigerator with nobody to eat them. What's that have to do with baking cookies now? I just want the experience of baking some cookies, smelling the house full of baked goods, and I'm not worried about the fact that we're not going to be here. Let's put them in a Ziploc and take them. Let's give them to a neighbor. Let's figure out a way that we could cook cookies today, not find out a way why we should not cook cookies today. And I think, as I talk to parents and I listen to parents and I hear just people in general, not just parents, they'll find reasons not to do things as opposed to reasons to do things. I'm here at my Uncle Lou's house. It's always a pleasure to come up here. And a few years ago, we celebrated Thanksgiving up here as a family. And he and I were just talking about this scenario yesterday. And there were 14 of us up here, some friends, some family. And one of my mother-in-law's best friends was here. And she's this person who loves to throw parties, number one, and she loves to decorate, and she loves to do things. And then she says, well, how are we going to set up the table? And, we're going to put this table together. She goes, no. We need to deck out a Thanksgiving table. I need a 14-foot table. Mind you, we're in the middle of nowhere. And she says, so my uncle goes out to his barn, and he has a wood shop out there, and he goes, I got some wood. I was going to build a deck. I guess I'm building a table. So 4 of us guys went out there as the women were preparing dinner. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and he says, "Would she say 14 foot? Yeah. How many feet wide do we need it?" I was like, at least do 4 or 5 feet wide. And we build this thing, and we bring it into the house, and we had to finish building it in the house because it wasn't going to fit through the front door. And after she left, he said, "That's one amazing woman there." I said, "Why do you say that?" He says, "Who comes into somebody else's home, asks for a 14-foot television, a 14-foot table, and actually gets it?" And I laughed. I said, "Yeah, she has a way and an energy about her, and she has this can-do attitude. Like, there are no limits. Like, you can't tell me this can't happen. Go and make it happen." She really didn't really ask us. She was just like, "I need a table, and somebody's going to make it. Somebody's going to build it. Somebody's going to go chop a tree. Something's going to happen, but I need a 14-foot table." And we all looked at each other and found a way to make it happen. And it's a unique and awesome attribute or skill to have, which is having such believability in your ability to get something done that it happens, and not creating excuses or reasons why it can't. And I find it all starts in early childhood. I guarantee you her parents did not hand her a ton of limiting beliefs. When she said she wanted to go out and play in the rain, they probably said, "Okay, do you need boots or a jacket, or you want to go out?" And she probably either grabbed the boots or jackets. They gave him a choice, or do you want to just go out? And she may have gone out. She may have grabbed the boots and jacket, but they gave her a choice as to how she can, not how she can't. And I think that's inbred in us from an early age. So my question to you is, if you are someone where people were telling you you could not, Be the dad or the mom you wish you had who told you you could. You are old enough, you are wise enough, you've lived enough on this planet to start making choices to not limit your children, but expand and allow them to dream. Because at the end of the day, just like in my last episode, people don't like to be told what to do or what not to do. People want free will. But if we start sending these subconscious messages over and over and over again at a young age of how we can't or shouldn't, or that's not the right timing to do anything is now. As a matter of fact, as I'm recording this podcast episode, my wife doesn't like being in the rain, right? We came up here, we wanted to spend some time with the family. We're in the cabin, we're in the middle of nowhere. She's driving an hour and a half to go to some slides and things. And I said, you know what? The best time for me to record an episode or 2 or 10 is now. So you go enjoy the time with the kids, and I am going to get some work done. They're with her, and they're with their grandmother that they don't get to spend as much time as she would like. They get time with daddy every single day. Let them enjoy their grandmother and some time away from the rain. So we'll see you in the next episode.
Do you want to be the dad you wish you had? If so, go get my free book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, at BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com. Inside, you'll find my most effective 40 tips to quickly and easily transform yourself into the ideal dad. Go to BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com now and get it while it's free.